He was born in a big white farmhouse in Myra, West Virginia, just up the Mud River from the Lincoln County seat of Hamlin, one day after Lincoln's birthday in 1923. He was an average student, learned mechanics from his father, and loved to sneak away to hunt and fish. When World War II came, he joined the Army Air Corps as an aircraft mechanic. But by war's end, he was an ace fighter pilot and destined for glory in the air. He was the first man to break the speed of sound in the Bell X-1. He won nearly every aviation award, a Peacetime Congressional Medal of Honor, and was the youngest man enshrined into the Aviation Hall of Fame. His name, Charles Elwood Yeager, and he is a legend of air power. Chuck was an easygoing boy at Hamlin High School, good at math and typing, played the trombone, and played both football and basketball. But when school was out, you'd find Chuck down by the Mud River with his fishing pole, or out in the woods hunting with his .22 rifle.
Chuck and I used to loan all these hills. We hunt all these hills, squirrel hunt, or what have you. And old Chuck will never forget it. And on this ridge back here was the Devil's Head, what they call the Devil's Head. We used to go back there. They had a carving in this. And then back this way is the Mall Rock, about 2 miles back in these mountains. Chuck and I used to go back in there, and not only him, but a lot of other boys and girls with us. When we grew up and around in this community, we had a real good time. We didn't have no cars to run around in like they do today, but we did enjoy the hills and the mountains, picking blackberries and what have you.
When high school ended in the summer of 1941, young Yeager immediately joined the Army Air Corps and left home for training in September. He was trained as an aircraft mechanic, first at Mather Field, California, and then at nearby Moffett Field, where he was an AT-6 crew chief. While at Moffett, he applied for the Flying Sergeants Program. And just 3 days before the attack on Pearl Harbor, he passed his first flight physical and awaited selection. He subsequently was transferred to Victorville, California, as a crew chief on an AT-11, an aircraft used to train bombardiers. And in the spring of 1942, it became the first airplane he ever got a ride in. Corporal Yeager was selected for flight school in July of 1942. He attended primary school at Ryan Field, Hemet, California, and basic school at Gardner Field, Taft, California. After graduation from Luke Field, Arizona in March 1943, Flight Officer Yeager was assigned to the 363rd Fighter Squadron, 357th Fighter Group, Tonopah, Nevada, flying Bell P-39 Era Cobras.
That was up Tonopah in 43 with P-39. The old rancher had about a 20-foot cottonwood up there in front of his house, and he said he wanted to take out. I took it out with a P-39 wing. I was up there last year, and that tree's still there. It's about 8 feet in diameter, and the branches about 6 feet above the ground where we cut it down. I told the maintenance officer I had a bird, and he said it must have been carrying a nest with it.
The fighter group trained at several airfields throughout the West, including Oroville, California. It was in Oroville that Chuck met his future wife, Glennis Stickhouse. Glennis was the social director for the town's USO, and she planned a dance at Chuck's request for the other pilots in the group so they could meet the local girls. Chuck took Glennis. In November 1943, Chuck's fighter group departed Casper, Wyoming for Leiston, England, and their first taste of combat. The group was now flying the North American P-51 Mustang, escorting bombers deep into Europe. On March 4th, 1944, Yeager claimed his first victory, a Messerschmitt Me-109 over Berlin. Celebration was short-lived. The very next day, on his 9th mission, while flying Tail End Charlie on another bomber escort mission over France, a Focke-Wulf 190 shot down Yeager's P-51, Glamorous Glen.